Hi, everyone, and welcome to Hills Off at Home, where we talk about life, love, careers, and everything in between.
Okay, so I came across this tweet by official Desiree where she said, women should be financially taken care of in a relationship. Your woman shouldn't have to worry about paying for a damn thing. If you can't afford to take care of a woman completely, don't date or pursue a woman until you can. The woman is the prize. And she continues to say, pay for it. Thoughts?
Oh, wow. That was I rate her. I rate her for her boldness. I don't know if I personally subscribe to that thought. Don't get me wrong, I'm very much a fan and an advocate for a man being able to court a woman. But I think the way she said it was a little bit too generalized because don't get me wrong, the woman is a prize. But okay, this is so me kind of fanning for the guys right now. But a man is also a prize too. Do you know what I mean? So the way she's kind of saying it is almost as if like if a man does not financially have the bag whatsoever, then he shouldn't be dating you or chasing you or doing anything. Which then means that is she dating just wealthy men? Is she only trying to date people that have more money than her? Or is it that she has a particular standard of living and so she only wants somebody to match that? I feel like there's a lack of context in why she is so pressed about the fact that like in order for a guy to successfully date and court her, they have to just pay for it just like that. Like I don't know, I just feel like in today's society, you know, it is a bit cheeky for us women to go on and on about equality but then not have a little bit of leeway when it comes to the dating experience. Like, not saying that I don't want my man to pay for dates. Absolutely, of course I do. But I'm also going to know that there's going to be times when I might, you know, have to play my part, do my part a little bit. Like, you know, if we want to go cinema and it's my idea, then maybe, you know, I'll suggest it and pay up for it. Like, it's not a by force situation. And I feel like she's making it seem as if like, don't come up to me if you're not going to pay for everything. That's a bit much.
I guess this kind of feels like we're stepping into the territory of hypergamy, which is of course, you know, dating someone of a higher social status and or a higher caste, and it's just basically a woman who is marrying up, dating up. And this is something that has been practiced through many cultures and through you know, you could even say the Stone Age. If you look at the Stone Age, when women were pregnant or they were, you know, looking to be with a guy, he had to be someone who was dominant, someone who was strong, someone who had a lot of resources, so that when she was pregnant, she could have that guy who was out there, who was willing to hunt and bring back these resources, so that when she would have her offspring, that offspring would basically get a better life. And that's basically what a lot of people are doing today. There are a lot of psychologists who have actually argued that these are psychological tendencies that are carried throughout history.
I just think like, I just find it interesting because I feel like when it comes to men, they are very clear on what they want. They're like, I want a woman who looks like this. I want a woman who behaves in this kind of manner, this, that, and the other. And they say it with their chest and they don't compromise on it. And suddenly, if a woman is now saying, I want to be with a guy who is up, a guy that can look after me, a guy that is levels, a guy I want to date up, it's seen like, oh, you know, but men are the prize too. And, you know, like there should be some leeway and stuff like that. And I just feel like if you want to date, I don't think there's anything wrong, like at all, of saying that you want to just date up. Like, I feel like it's not just about money. It's about like someone that you could actually grow with, someone who can actually like help you. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I know like years ago we had this kind of conversation and I was talking about like going with a guy with like potential, right? And I'm still very much like
I just got PTSD.
What's potential?
We're not doing that again.
We're not doing that.
I still like very much like believe in that. Like, you know,
no.
You know, hold on. But let me land now.
Okay, land, but I okay, go on.
Potential in a sense of but my potential has changed. So it's not like potential as in he's sat in his house and he has an idea and he's just not doing anything about it. So, but a potential in a sense where like you can see the groundwork that's already been done. Like I can still go for that. But another side of me is like, I really want to date up. Like I want to enjoy that lifestyle.
Why not?
Do you know what I mean?
You know what?
Like,
one thing so the only reason why I said no to potential, right, is because I literally, with the experiences I've had, that I don't even think you should fall for potential, like in the slightest. I really just think as they present themselves in that moment is what you should fall in love with. So if they are ambitious, then that's what you're falling in love with. If they're hella lazy, then you need to decide there and then that's what you're going to fall in love with. So for me, it's like reality over potential. But adding to your point, I agree. I feel like there's nothing wrong with a woman wanting the best. I feel like that's just like a natural human thing. We are always going to want the best. If we know that we don't have to settle, why should we settle? Whether it's in careers, whether it's in relationships. But the only thing that's so different with hypergamy for women, I believe, is that we're dating up for financial stability. Whilst on the flip side, men actually date down. So it's weird because as much as we want a guy who's mad wealthy guys don't really care for girls that are bringing money or business acumen to the table on a general point of view. So that's it's kind of like the wealthy guys that you might be looking for, as you are now, entrepreneur, business savvy, all of that kind of stuff. Are they gonna go for you? Are they?
Why not? Why not? She's a fly girl.
No, but in
She's
a sense,
cute.
No, 100%. From a beauty perspective, of course, the generalization is that men will punch. Men are always gonna go for a
punching,
girl. For real. Men are always going to go for girls that are mad pretty. Like you see pot belly guys with like the nicest model like girls. Yeah. Whether she's got like a nice slim waist or she's got a big back, they get those girls. Do you know what I mean? But my thing is, it's just like, when it comes to, we want a guy that's going to bring something to the table, right? But then I don't even think guys on a general perspective the wealthy ones care if a woman's bringing that much to the table.
That's what I was gonna say.
They might just be as superficial.
I feel like with women,
it's not because they're lovely though. Sorry, Oloni. Sorry, I just cut you off. It's not because they're lovely people. Like they do it because at the end of the day, like if they date down, there's a more of a level of control. I feel personally.
Okay.
Like if there's two people and they're both on the same levels, they're both doing their own thing. Do you know what they said? I read a report, that said, that men who go for women who are up tend to cheat more. Do you know how mad that is?
Men be cheating anyway, even if they date up.
But they tend to cheat more. No, but they tend to cheat more because it bruises their ego, like that their woman is that such this. You know, I don't know. I don't know what the science is, but I do think that men they do tend to date down.
I think
they do. They always date down. They date down and across. Women date up and across.
So there has to be that balance.
But it's only but when it comes to beauty, of course, men are dating up. I mean, they're dating. Well, yeah, they have to because it's usually the woman who is. You know, I mean, we can argue about it, but I feel like pop culture in general shows us what the truth is if you just look at it that way. And also if you just look at the media, of course. But I also find that the more successful a woman is, the smaller her dating pool becomes
100%.
For a successful guy. So it kind of brings me to, you know, why do men themselves not want to go for the beautiful, successful women instead of the beautiful women who aren't as well off or who hasn't really, you know, found herself in her career or whatnot. You've got women who, you know, guys always talk about how they love independent women, but do they really love independent women? Do they really like strong women? Do they really like career-driven women? You know, I feel like time has shown us that they don't love it as much as they say they do. It's just something that sounds good. They love the independent woman, but how much? Do you love her so much to court her? Do you love her or like her so much to be with her?
Yeah. I agree. I think there's definitely a disparity when it comes to successful men actually going for successful women in the media. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. I do think it happens, but on a surface level, in terms of what we actually see, what's perpetuated for us to see, it always feels as if that it doesn't. And I don't know. I was actually in a relationship, right, whereby towards the end of the relationship, my guy actually said that I can't continue to live in your shadow anymore.
Ooh.
And it made and obviously, like, I needed context, but it wasn't a breakup that could allow context to be had. But when I thought about it, it really did make me think, because a few guys have said this to me. They're like, oh, Mercedes, but, you know, just be mindful, like, make sure you go for a guy who's super secure and who really knows what they want and are super confident, because your success could intimidate them. And I've always been like, you're chatting. But the older I get and the more I date, I realize that a lot of guys love, like you said, the idea of an independent, successful woman. But when it comes to actually being in a partnership with them, they can't hack it.
It's because men are scared that in the relationship, there might be two men wearing the pants. I mean, two men, like two people rather, wearing the pants. And I find not all of them, some of them, it makes them a bit insecure. You know, they want to be the head and I guess not the tail.
Yeah, but do you know what? One thing that I have realized though, Mercedes, just based off of what you just said about your ex, like the question about not wanting to be in your shadow kind of thing, is that I feel like you just have to make him feel needed. Because I do feel like it's an ego thing. Like when they see a woman that's like doing their thing and it's like you said, like you're doing multiple things, like you just don't need him in a sense. But I feel like I don't know how to describe it. I don't know why my brain
I get where you're going, but a part of me also feels like, why should I baby you and comfort you in that sense? No, it's not
babying. No, it's not babying, but I feel this is what I think, yeah? I personally think, that if a guy is levels, like if he is really levels, like if he is who he says he is, you will need him still. Do you know what I mean? Like you would still need him, despite in a different way. So like recently, like I don't know what's happened, but like I've kind of been dating, talking up, like without really realizing it. It's just happened. I think Toni has blessed me, and we're just moving a new direction.
Yes.
But one thing I've realized about a guy that I have been talking to or whatever, is that he just somehow knows what I need in terms, let's just say for work, for example. Like if I say something, he doesn't just hear what I'm saying. He'll be like, why don't you try this? Or you can do it like this, or da-da-da-da-da, because he's just mad smart. So that's what I mean. Like, so it's not like to baby a guy. Like we don't have time for that. It's not about, let me just stroke your ego so you feel sweet. But it's about like, if he's levels, if it's not financially, then maybe it's like he has links, like if you're saying you have an idea and he's able to actually make that idea happen, or do you know what I mean? He has connections.
He's got a network.
Or he's just a great support system. Do you know what I mean? There's different ways that a guy can attribute to your life. Do you know what I mean? So that's what
I agree. I think it depends. I think there's definitely that aspect, because like we said, there's a lot of women who like that girl in the tweet who basically said that when it comes to dating, she wants to make sure that she is being courted and she's being paid for, that everything is being paid for. And from a financial perspective, yes, she's dating upwards in terms of wealth, and maybe in terms of she wants to make sure that she remains in the social class that she is, or she's going to level up. But I think for me, when it comes to dating, I don't want to date down 100%. And I kind of don't even want to date across too tough. But if I'm dating up, that means that there's got to be something about you that I am looking up to you for. 100%. So even if it's not money, but I would definitely like that to be the thing.
Nice.
It has to be, are you a leader? Like, do you provide an environment whereby when I speak to you about different things, like you've just given in an example, they could be like, oh, babe, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? That's for me attractive. Is dating up. That is attractive. Yeah, like, exactly. Regardless of height, regardless of money, if there is like character and intelligence and like leadership that you're bringing to the table, and it's like, Raj, you know what? I actually need you for this, yeah. For me, that is dating up. Just being proactive. Oh, that is so sexy.
That is my love language. Acts of service.
Listen.
My love language. Honestly, that could make me really weak. But honestly, that's what I need. Honestly. But I think it's also important. We always talk about, like, we're talking currently about, you know, dating up. But I also think it's important to also point out what we can do to benefit them. I feel like it is so important to make sure that you can add value. I'm not being niche.
Oh, sorry.
I think it's important to also make sure that we also make sure that we have certain skills or qualities that these men also require, because they might be dating down, but we still, I don't really see it as dating down in the sense that if I know I'm adding to your life,
I think you've been like that.
We're dating up, but like we're literally almost
we're meeting.
That's for me. So I think for me it's like I'm dating up, but I'm dating up because I know I'm already imagining the woman that I want to become, and I'm stepping up to that plate. So it's not like I'm going to disregard somebody. I'm not going to disregard a guy if, like, you know, he's on the come up or anything like that. 100% no. But I just know from a mental point of view, if we're not on the same wave, if we're not trying to reach for the top, reach for the best, I am just not in the mindset to settle right now. Like, I feel like at this age, I have the right to want the best and to dream big and to be intentional with what I want for my life, career-wise and romantically. So why I'd be cutting myself short.
Like, I agree with what you said, both of you, about how if you want this type of guy, that you need to also know what you are bringing to the table and stuff like that. In saying that, though, I do think that we've actually been conditioned to think like that, because, again, a man does not think like that. If he wants a beautiful woman, he's not thinking to himself, I need to make sure that I'm handsome and I'm on point and I've got this so I can get this woman. Do you know what I mean? Does that make any sense?
No, he does.
I think we've been conditioned.
Okay,
I think we've been conditioned.
Like,
I can want, like, I know what I bring to the table, right? I know myself well enough. I actually can say with my chest that I'm 100% sure that any man that is with me, there's no way, if he's not already successful, there's no way he will be with me and not be successful, because I know what I bring to the table.
You know,
I know what attributes that I have. I know the value that I have, and I know that I can't be with a bum. Like, it's just not going to happen. He can't be comfortable around me. It's just not going to work, right? I know that. But what I don't like is the idea of that we think we need to be a certain way in order to deserve a certain type of guy. But I think you're enough. Do you know what I mean? Am I making sense? Like, I just don't like, I think we've been conditioned to think like that. And I don't like it.
No, I wouldn't say that, because I think guys get it as well. If you think about it, anytime somebody says, what's the dream guy? It's got to be 6 foot something, dark skin, this, that, the third. So think about every other guy who's not 6'4", who's not dark skin, who's not working in finance or banking.
Go for her anyway.
No, but okay, we can't disregard that men aren't going to have insecurities as well. As much as men do shoot their shot, they also get rejected a lot. So I'm going to vouch for the man them right now and be like, do you know what? As much as we're saying that we want to bring XYZ to the table, they also have to be mindful that they have XYZ in order to be a man that can be desired, because we're looking at them for security. So if they don't have it, and they don't have 6'4", dark skin, quote unquote, and all that kind of stuff, then they're gonna think that they're at a disadvantage as well.
Yeah, but it's still not the same, because earlier on in the convo we mentioned that there are guys that will meet a girl who is like on levels, that she's got her own place and all of this stuff. This guy doesn't have any of that, but with full no shame to pack his bag and move
because they're
bums.
Do
you know what I mean?
Yeah, those are the bums.
But that's count.
Yeah, but no, but it does count. Then that's my point. Like, we're not given we to be bummy. Do you see what I mean? Like, that's why I say I don't like it. I feel like it's always been this thing of we need to be this. If I'm like this, then I'm gonna get a guy like this. Whereas
I get what you mean. I do get what you mean.
I think for any woman he goes for, and I don't. I'm just saying I don't like it.
I understand, because in a sense, even if we look at like how we were raised in terms of being a woman, you know, we had to have all these things on our list. You know, there's always that line of stop raising women to like audition to be someone's wife. Like we're more than that. So I guess in a sense I understand what you're saying.
I wanted to add though as well, because obviously now we're kind of talking about we want a guy who's proactive, who has an understanding of like what we bring to the table. When Beam Simone, for example, was getting dragged on Twitter about her wanting to date an entrepreneur because she felt that a 9-to-5 guy wouldn't understand her lifestyle and wouldn't be able to think and hustle and be as ambitious in the way that she is. Do you think she deserved to get dragged, or do you think that she had a point?
Do you know what? I think the reason why she got dragged is more to do with a lot of the things that she has been on lately, in terms of a lot of the backlash that she's received for some of the things that she said and some of the products that she's put out. Not my business. Don't really care too tough. However, when you just look at the statement as a whole, even if it came from like, you know, some unknown person, I kind of understood what she meant. And there's nothing wrong with it. I feel like the reason why it probably offended a lot of people is because the average person is a 9-to-5er, and that is why. In a sense, I felt like I understood, and maybe mostly because I feel like they're different fields. And do you know what, in general, if that's what you want, that's what you want. Who is to tell you what you should go after?
Rita, what do you think?
I mean, listen, like, a part of me
Sadie's is smiling hard. Why? Sadie?
No, because I know what I tweeted like maybe like 6 months ago, and I know how it's so different now. So that's why. And I remember, I think Rita backed it as well. So I want to see if she's still gonna back it.
Okay, good.
No, do you know what? Yeah, like I need stability in my life.
Okay,
do you know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of people look down on 9-to-5ers, but actually the stability that comes with a 9-to-5
100%.
is epic. Like, even if you want to buy a house, having a 9-to-5, it's so much easier to do, to go through that process. Do you know what I mean? It's so much easier for you to plan your life. Like, that stability is amazing, and the level of attention I feel he can give you in comparison to a guy that is constantly on the go, grinding. I need to do this. I'm just thinking money. I don't have time for you. It's a lot.
Really?
So
I feel like it's the other way around.
Yes, I think
it will be. It will be.
It's a lot. But if a guy, I feel like men can't really focus on like more than one thing. Like, if a guy is focused on the bag, he is focused on the bag. Like, and he's not like giving you the attention that you 100% need. So I feel like it takes a level of maturity to be with a man like that, who is just the bag. Women, we can multitask, so we can be focused on the bag, but we can also be like, I want to be with my man.
Adapt.
Do you know what I mean?
100%.
I don't know.
Men can't do that. It's the bag.
Who have had
Nah.
No, but think about it. Most of the entrepreneurs get married when they're mad late. Like real entrepreneur CEOs. They're either with their child. This is from the media perspective. What I see is that they're either with their childhood sweetheart that has ride or died through the whole journey, or they take their absolute time. Do what's that guy's name? That film, with Leonardo DiCaprio, where he was like, oh, what's his name?
Romeo and Juliet? I don't know.
No, you know the film where he was doing that illegal
Inception?
stocks and shares thing?
Oh, Wall of Wall Street.
Okay, so or he'll either live there, Wall of girl, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes,
they'll either do that
and
then take that, and then maybe 45 40, 45, they'll get the baddest chick, settle down, have kids, calm on the
This
yacht.
is such a mad generalization that we are making.
I don't think so.
No research, no papers.
No, there is research. No.
Fuck it.
You know what?
Leonardo.
No.
Popular culture.
No,
Popular culture.
I wish I could. I know that I'm not like. I've actually read this somewhere, and I wish I don't have the brain that
I agree.
I believe you.
I know I've read it. Like if a guy, like not if he's like on the way up, and that's what he is focused on. Like he's trying to change his life. He's focused on the bag. He can't really focus on a woman fully at the same time. It's one or the other. Like.
But maybe B. Simone's experience or other people's experience in this case has not been the same. So maybe the 9-to-5 guys that she's dealt with, she probably didn't feel the same connection with the guys who are entrepreneurial.
I don't need a guy to do what I do in order to understand me. Like, I don't think that narrative, I don't think that's correct. Like, listen, if you date like a lovely guy, he's got a 9-to-5, but it's in a city and he's,
Let me tell you something about city, guys. Okay.
Mercedes, you need a dating blog. You need a dating blog.
It's actually ridiculous. I never thought I would ever be this seasoned, but here we are.
Go on.
No, do you know what it is? I think last year I must have done a tweet like, ladies,
shall we have some fun?
No, definitely not what you do. But I was like, ladies, let's get a 9-to-5 guy. He will bring you security. I agree in the sense of that from the onset, having somebody who is a 9-to-5 makes it a lot easier to build a routine, because it's almost like what time they're going to wake up, when they're going to be at work, when they're going to get back from work, that they've got their weekends off. So it's a lot easier if, let's say, you're the freelancer, you're the self-employed person or the entrepreneur or whatever, to be able to kind of manage to create a timeline or a routine, because that person has the privilege of knowing exactly what their Monday to Friday looks like. Whilst on the other side, for me, as much as I'm saying, oh yeah, it's good, it's attractive, the routine is great, is your lack of routine attractive to the 9-to-5er? So let's flip it, because every day is entrepreneur, so attractive. But I just feel like, what if the 9-to-5er doesn't want an entrepreneur? Because
I met 9-to-5ers that don't like girls who are doing that stuff.
And I feel like as much as their stability is attractive, it's that understanding. I feel like regardless of whether you're an entrepreneur or a 9-to-5, do you have an understanding of each other's lifestyles? And are you both willing to compromise and make both different lifestyles work?
But do people have these conversations though? Do people do 9-to-5ers have these conversations like, okay, you're a freelancer or you're an entrepreneur, this is how it's gonna work? How does that even come up in conversation?
No, but it's not even a 9-to-5 versus entrepreneur thing. It really is, let's say I'm DJing like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but that's his weekend. That means we can't see each other on the days that he's free.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, you do actually have to think about, okay, is our lifestyles compatible, regardless of whether you're 9-to-5 or an entrepreneur? Because even with B. Simone was like, oh, I want somebody that I can travel around the world with. But let's say, B. Simone, what if you're at home with the babies and your man is still traveling the world around you? Are you going to be happy?
That's why you get a nanny.
Will you be happy?
Up.
So I just feel like for me, it's just like understand your lifestyles, decide if it's going to be compatible or not, regardless of whatever you do, and just make it work. Like, you just make it work. It don't matter what you do, you just make it work once there's an understanding.
Yeah.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of Heels Off at Home. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe. And if you're not following us on socials, follow us at Heels Off UK using the hashtag Heels Off UK. Bye.